But this time, I'm the rawest version of myself that I've ever been. I'm not walking out, promoting a project or a character that I played or able to hide behind anything. So I feel always a little bit overwhelmed by the subject matter. Being that honest about my relationship with my mom was no easy feat and was terrifying to me. I'm glad that I've gotten it off my chest. I know exactly where she stands now. And it's just an unhealthy relationship. And just because we're related doesn't mean that we have to have a relationship.
For years, Hayden Panettiere gave the world everything she had on camera. But the reality behind the interviews and movie sets was a deeply emotional battle she often fought in silence. These are the moments where she talked about it.
I went through treatment and therapy, and I came out the other side sober, but still with this horrible anxiety and depression. And here I am with this beautiful, baby girl with this incredible personality, and I've got, blessed life, and I could not get myself out of the mud. I was just so stuck. I started not even being able to leave my house unless it was for work. That was it. And I was like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna end up screwing up my child like my mom messed me up. So that was a fear.
During one of the interviews, she opened up about her pregnancy and the postpartum depression she faced.
I had a great pregnancy, worked throughout my pregnancy. Then I almost didn't make it through the birth. And then it wasn't, I don't feel like I became cognizant of how depressed I was, or that things weren't changing for quite a while.
Yeah.
And I was like, this too shall pass, this too shall pass. And then it wasn't until 10 months later that I'm going, oh my gosh, is this my new normal?
Wow. Postpartum can last up to 2 years.
Yeah. Yes,
yeah.
and it can last even longer than that. I've found out.
She shared her honest thoughts on relationships and exactly why you have to walk away from those that cause trauma.
Just because somebody is related to you does not mean you are obligated to have a relationship with them, especially when it causes you harm and trauma. Yeah. And I also didn't know that was an option to me. But when it gets to a certain point and someone is obviously more concerned about themselves than they are their own child, then that door, she slammed it pretty hard in my face. I've always said in the interviews, I hold on to a little bit of hope and leave that door cracked, and then she slammed it on me. The more I started to share, the more people within the industry that grew up would share, that come up to me and go, this is what I went through, and they would share it with me, and I realized how unalone I was in the experience.
Panettiere discussed an emotional moment, opening up about what it feels like when the person you trust most turns out to be someone else.
Someone giving you pills to help ease your nerves.
The happy pills.
The happy pills.
She handed it to me on the side of the carpet that I was about to go down, and it wasn't even a question or an offer. It was just, and this is somebody that I trusted so wholeheartedly to protect me, and it never crossed my mind in that moment that she would put me in a position of harm in any way. And it was just like, this is a happy pill. It'll give you energy, and it will make you feel great.
Yeah.
And I didn't even think twice about it.
She got incredibly emotional talking about her little brother who passed away, remembering their beautiful relationship and the great times they spent together.
My little brother passed away. My body did something I've never really seen it do before, which was within days, I basically just ballooned out. And I know stress and cortisol running through your body, can do that. I tried everything healthy, didn't matter what I ate, it didn't matter what I did. My body just was it was protecting itself. You can't help somebody who doesn't want to help themselves. It's just a sad fact. I miss him all the time. I didn't think I would have to do life without him, but I'm grateful that I had the time I had with him. He was an incredible artist, and my favorite thing that I have are his paintings, and I feel like he's so alive in those paintings. Like, that part of him is immortalized because of the part of himself that he put into.
Is there a part of the book that was just extremely hard to get through?
When I did the audio version of the book and reading all the stories out loud, I think the hardest part was the things that I realized it got like darker and darker and darker, and I end with talking about my little brother, and that no matter how many times I talk about it and how much time passes, that is just evolves, but time does not heal it.
Panettiere finally talked about the exact moment she had to tell her mom she didn't want to work with her anymore, and the response she received was completely unexpected.
It's really powerful, the location that it happened, because I was on the set of Heroes, and I was surrounded by a very protective group of a crew and my co-stars, and it gave me somehow the strength at 19 years old to ask her to stop by, and I said, I don't want to work with you together anymore. I just want you to be my mom. And she just looked at me, and the only thing that came out of her mouth was, "You owe me," and she walked out. For the right person, there are certain things I would want, though, a certain place I would want both of us to be in our lives. And otherwise, I can always go and do it myself now.
During an interview, she opened up about her battle with postpartum depression and the heavy backlash she faced.
Talked about postpartum depression and opened up about that, and had really no idea what the backlash was going to be. There was a lot of support on one hand from people that understood and had been through it. And then there were a lot of people who were like I talk about Gina dropping me because of it. And I had no idea what that was going to, like the repercussions of that. And I was like, you know what? I need to open up, and I need to dare to be brave and hopefully help other people do the same. And, help women, help everyone. I had always thought about what my first paparazzi picture would look like. And I walked out of my apartment. It was the first time, and it was like literally looking down the barrel of a gun. Yeah. And I remember feeling terrified.
As many fans know, her daughter Kaya lives in Ukraine with her father. In this clip, she shared the reality of her relationship with her daughter.
I'm so blessed to have a great relationship with her. I fly over there as much as I can. I'm on FaceTime with her all the time. She's now 11 years old, and she's calling Mommy more and more. She actually called me, FaceTimed me the other day, and she calls me Brittany. She goes, "Hey, Brittany." And I was like, it took me a second, and I realized she was talking about Bring It On. Because her friends are fans of Bring It On. I'm still working on myself all the time. I got a great therapist, and I'm better, healthier than I've been in a long time.
She was asked directly if separating from her own mother impacted her journey as a new mom. Her response was deeply candid.
Would you say that part of your life, before you both kind of went your separate ways, has affected you now as a mother? You have a child, Kaya, who's 11 years old.
Of course. Absolutely. I mean, it made me fear that. I mean, I had this idea of what kind of parent and mother I wanted to be, and generally, you either become your parents or you end up going in the polar opposite direction, and trying to keep your children from experiencing the same traumas that you went through. I would be, to be honest, I was terrified that I was going to hurt my child the way that I had been hurt.
How important are children in your life?
I feel like I'm still a new mommy, but my daughter's about to turn 1, which is crazy. I can't believe a whole year has passed that quickly. As parents, we have such a responsibility to take care of our children, and sometimes things are out of our control. and it's excruciating. It's not only excruciating for the child, but it's excruciating for us as parents.
She recalled the intense confrontation where she fought to stop the whale slaughter.
So tell people what you were doing exactly and what they do.
Basically, this is something that actually happens about 6 months out of the year.
6 months?
Yeah. And they do it every single day. They will go out in these big boats and they'll stick
This
big
is
poles.
in Japan?
In Japan, specifically Taiji, which is a beautiful place. I mean, I want to make this very clear. Japan was one of the most beautiful countries I've ever been to. It's amazing. The people are amazing. But they go out and they herd all these dolphins and whales into a bay area and they basically slaughter them. And just the way they do it is so completely inhumane. And we went out there and tried to do a peaceful ceremony.
Can I ask why they do it? Why do they lure them in and why do they slaughter them?
It's for reasons of money. And not only are we trying to stop the dolphin and whale slaughter, but we're trying to educate the Japanese people that whale and dolphin meat is actually highly toxic. They're basically poisoning themselves by eating them. And as we all know, our government likes to tell us whatever they want us to know and whatever they want us to think. And they're not aware of that. So we're trying to protect them as well.